Hi, welcome to Ammosmith.com, and today we're going to get into sizing our as-cast bullets into the exact diameter we want and apply the lubricant to it. What I'm using today is the Lyman 450 Lubrisizer. The little plate under it is a Lyman heater, and I'm holding it down with just two C-clamps. There's not enough room on my bench just to keep drilling holes and bolting things down. Okay, so basically what this is a press. Not too unlike some of the other presses you're used to. But the difference is, this holds the lubricant in it, in this reservoir back here. I already have this thing filled, and I won't really go into how to do that. The instructions that come with it will tell you how to do it. What I'm going to do is show you how to get away from some of the quirks that this thing has. Okay, here is the sizing die right here. This is a Lyman, and it's a 429 inch. It'll either have it stamped here or stamped on the face of it. Has a little O-ring to keep lubricant from oozing out. And you're going to need a nose punch. There's a reference guide in the Lyman book or in any of these places that you buy your molds from, what nose punch to buy. And what the nose punch is on here is a little recess that does exactly what it says. It punches down the nose into the die without changing the shape of it. So it takes on the shape of the nose. Now, my only complaint with this particular piece of equipment is that the threads on the nut that retains the die in there are so fine that it's difficult to thread back together. So what I do is I take the little nut and I press it over the top of the die just like that. Now I'm going to give you a close-up on this to show what I'd have to do to get this thing threaded in there. Okay. We have the nose punch, but this is actually, we're going to put this in last. What I'm going to do is put the die in and force it down with my finger until it seats kind of flush. This is where it gets tricky. It comes with this little wrench here, but to get this to thread without cross-threading is a real task. So what I do, without the nose punch in, I bring this ram down on top of it because it's square and it's flat. This applies just a little bit of pressure, and what it does is it takes any cant out of it that it might have. You don't want to press on it. You just want to put it in there just to make sure it's square. I apply pressure with my fingers to the nut. I start turning it very slowly. There are times when it takes me up to 5 minutes to try to get this thing to go right. And you'll know, you'll take like a turn and a half and it'll just stop turning. And you'll look at it and it'll be canted. You don't want to force thread it because then you'll strip it and then you ruin the press, and that's the last thing you want to do. Well, this thing is going in pretty good. What you want to do is turn it until it stops, and then just give it just a little more. Don't over wrench it. And we take a nose punch. I just throw it on top of the die. I just got it over. Don't worry about this pressing into the die. It's not a big deal. Take a hex wrench and tighten it into place. Don't over tighten it. But if you back the screw out too much, this will only go to here and it'll stop. And if you think it's steady, it's not. You're going to put your finger in there and it's going to fall on your finger and it's going to really cause you some pain. So once you have that done, you're ready to start sizing bullets. Okay, now that we've got the die in there, we need to start putting a little bit of pressure on the lubricant. Turn this counterclockwise as pressure. So we turn it until we feel pressure. You feel, but you feel tension Only put about 4 pounds, 5 pounds on there. You don't want any more than that, at least initially anyway. Okay, so now we got that. Now we need to start adjusting how far down the bullet's going into the die. Okay, if you look down here, and if you have this set up at home, you're going to notice that there's 2 knurled knobs on here. It adjusts the amount that it'll allow the plunger from the die to go down, which allows the bullet to only go so far. If you push the bullet in too deep, lubricant will flow around it and cause a huge mess. And what you want to do is start high and start working your way down until your grease grooves start to fill. Okay? So what we do is once we figure that, get it adjusted up high, then we're going to start making small increments as we go.